The skates you're looking at here are a new USD Pro skate for Takeshi Yasutoko. This is his first pro skate despite being one of the best rollerbladers in the world forever now, if not one of the best vert skaters out of any sport. It is tailored to be a vert skate, even to the point where it is the same color as Takeshi's vert ramp that he skates all the time. I was really happy to see one of my inspirations for getting into blading finally getting a pro skate, but also recently I've been getting into vert skating again, and this skate really caught my eye. I was lucky enough to be sent these skates by Powerslide to review, and when I unboxed them, something wasn't quite right.
Dude, these look small. They look small.
I was accidentally sent one size too small skates for me, and as much as I wanted to force and try to make them fit, it just wasn't going to happen. It didn't matter what liner I put in. They were too small for me, and I was really bummed out about this. But then I remembered someone I knew that would be perfect for this size of skate and actually was in need of some skates. The local young shredder, Malachi, and his family recently had all their skates stolen from their car. That's around 15 pairs, and the insurance company was not going to get enough money to ever replace them. So after okaying it with Powerslide, I decided to surprise Malachi with these skates at the vert ramp.
No way! The new Yasutoko skates. These look so clean.
So from here out, we're going to get his first impressions of the skates. But before we do that, and while you watch some clips of Malachi shredding in these skates, I'll tell you that some things I noticed about the skate as someone who skated the Aeon 60s. The most jarring thing about the Aeon boot is the fact that it is a one-piece boot, meaning you can't change the sole or the frame. The boot sole frame is just one piece. Now at first this might sound a bit backwards. I know that when I first heard it, I was like, why would we ever want this? This is how skates started. We added changeable sole plates and frames to make your skates more customizable and make them last longer. But there's some good reasons for doing this, and there's a lot of benefits to having a one-piece boot. The biggest benefit is the fact that it gives you the opportunity to have a very nice optimized groove for flat. Because with UFS, you're limited to a certain placement with the wheels because of the UFS bolts. And that is something that's going to matter a lot on a skate with big wheels like this one, where wheel bite is going to be a serious issue. Making a skate unibody like this means the wheels can be so much lower than they ever could be with a nice groove on a skate setup like this. It not only helps with the groove though, it also helps with overall responsiveness. Less parts of the skates makes it actually move with your feet a lot easier. There's a little bit less give compared to having a couple bolts holding it together.
Oh man, I got this so fast.
It also makes the skate a whole lot simpler, which makes it a lot easier to sell to new skaters. It comes out the box ready to go. You don't have to screw the frames on or anything, and you don't have to learn much. You get them out and they're good to go. There are some downsides though that people have noticed. One is that they are kind of slow to grind because of the material you need for the boot isn't quite good for grinding, but nothing a little bit of wax can't stop, and it's not unskatably slow. And I definitely stand by the fact that a more simple skate can be much better off in a whole lot of ways. The more parts, the more things you add to it, the more that can go wrong, the more bolts you can lose. Not having to worry about losing bolts is a massive plus in my opinion. This skate in particular is an Aeon 72, meaning it's made to ride 72mm wheels and smaller, but it comes with 68mm wheels. I assume this was a decision made to make wheel bite less of an issue. I thought it was the first time it had happened as well, but it's not. The Roman and Brat skate came with these, and interestingly that skate had metal core wheels, which I would argue would be a better fit for vert skating. The metal core would give you even more speed and responsiveness. And I'm surprised it's not on the skate, but the wheels I have on there are pretty good. Comparing it to the Aeon basics that I skated, the 45-degree strap is a massive upgrade. Although I can see myself snapping the buckle, it sticks out kind of weird and annoyingly. The buckle itself too seems like a decent upgrade, and the new cuff is rockable. Overall, the skate seems much better quality than the basic skate that I had before. Overall, everything just seems a significant step up. One thing that did annoy me about it when I was trying to put them on was the fact that they're quite tedious to put on. There are 2 sets of laces and then 2 buckles. And I found that if you have a 45-degree strap, especially one as solid as this one, you don't really need the laces, and you especially don't need the liner laces. They add a little bit more like tightness to the skate, but not really enough for me to justify the extra time of taking the skates on and off. The liner though is a very good liner. It's kind of different. It has a weird tongue. I don't know how to describe it, but it's different to any other skate, but it is just a MyFit liner. So if you know that one, you know what to expect in this skate. Overall, my first impressions of the skate, I was very impressed with the quality. And it was good to see compared to my first impressions of the original Aeons I first got. Watching Malachi switch from his God skates with 60mm flat wheels to the 68mm Aeons, I noticed a significant upgrade in his speed and how long he could keep his speed, and even how high he was airing out straight away from his first drop in, from the second he got his grinding on the feet going from a somewhat flat heel boot to a raised heel boot, which is a good point. I should mention once again that the Aeon has a very big shock absorber in the heel, which is really good as someone who's had kind of a permanent heel issue from not skating skates with shock absorbers. I love to see a good, decent one in there. Here's a side-by-side of Malachi's ears in his old skates and his first ear in the new skates. It looks bigger. I don't know if it actually is though. It might just be the angle. But I'm telling you, in person, overall, he just seems so much faster and like he could keep his momentum a lot easier with these skates straight away. Which I am surprised to see because it is only an extra 8mm and it's the Aeon, like a unibody. I didn't expect to see visible differences straight away, you know, which makes me think that this is a great setup for vert. It's significantly better than like a normal aggressive skate with like a 60mm wheel. Because it's something I've noticed skating the vert ramp on like 60mm wheels or smaller, as it just feels like I'm constantly losing speed to the point you just end your line because you don't have enough speed and it's not worth the energy to get your speed back. And just looking at Malachi, it looks like these skates, whether it's the wheels or the Aeon unibody setup, seem to counter that feeling quite a lot. Anyway, before you hear how Malachi found the skates, here's a quick montage of him skating them. You should follow Malachi on Instagram. Here's a clip of the first time he landed the 900. But anyway,
Mally, what's your first impressions of the Takeshi Aeons?
Perfect. Like definitely the speed stood out to me a lot. Like my ears on like the aggressive kind of set ones were like barely like any that high.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Yeah, the first thing you did, your earring, it seemed a lot bigger straight away. So yeah, I see that for sure. How about for the height of the frame for stalls? Did that notice any difference for that? Was it too hard?
That like I did, definitely like the raised like heel made it a lot different. I didn't really feel like I could really like stay on top of it and be balanced because I felt a lot taller.
Yeah, that's a common thing. Yeah, I did, because I checked the gods and they have no heel raise, and then the Aeons have a massive shock absorber, and so that's to be expected, I think. And on the Mini, how are the skates on the Mini, do you find?
The grippy wheels on a grippy surface like do not pair well. It makes the wheels like really slow, which is quite surprising when they're like super fast on like the vert ramp.
Yeah.
On the vert ramp. They're super slow on like very grippy surfaces on the Mini.
Yeah, and yeah, the wheels felt grippy. Yeah, that's the thing you notice too. Just on the vert, they're grippier, the softer wheels. That's good. Do you think the grippy wheels is good for vert though? They work?
You can kind of cheat because like they're so grippy that if like you do a spin, you land really badly. Like
yeah, you land like sideways, you can get away with it because it's grippy. Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, good and bad, I guess. Yeah, and for the fit for the skate, like out the box.
Absolutely perfect. There wasn't too much movement of the foot. There was no like pressure points. Like I didn't get like any aftermath like blisters.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, good start.
Yeah.
And overall, it was a good day, right?
It was super good.
Day one on the skate, I think you skated really good. So that's a good sign that they're a good vert skate.
Yeah.
And a good one to go. So yeah. Thanks for testing them out for me when I couldn't fit me. I appreciate
Thank you
it.
for giving me.
No worries. Shout out Powerslide. Thanks, guys.
Wow.